welcome to Fraggle Talk Classic, the unofficial Fraggle Rock podcast brought to you by toughpigs.com. My name is Beth, and I am rewatching for the millionth time.
My name is Julia, and I'm rewatching for the first time in 10 years.
My name is Adam, and the rules that I've set up would say that I'm supposed to make a joke about how I'm watching this for the first time, but I'm gonna think for myself instead. I'm watching this for the flurbst time.
Works for me.
Look, I have one criticism of this episode, and it's that thinking for yourself, not always the right call. Not always the right call.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are smarter than you.
Big same, and sometimes rules are there for a reason. We can get into it in a
We're
second.
gonna get into it. But wait, what's that? From the rulebook, emerging like a creature coming out in that one book Inkspell, we have a guest.
Hello, do I talk now?
Please.
Yes.
Hello.
You have been granted the gift of speech.
Oh, thank God. I've been sitting here listening to you say flurbst and not knowing what the hell's going on. Hello, it's me, it's Jared Fairclough. Yay.
Yay, Jared's back.
Welcome. We're really happy to have you here.
You know what? I feel like Beth and Julie's yays weren't that excited, and
Should we try again?
I'm gonna ask for a second take.
Okay.
You're gonna do a second take?
Okay.
Right.
I'm here, Jared Fairclough. Yay.
Yeah!
Oh my
God!
I'm so excited! I cannot believe our absolute luck! This is a
The
blessing!
thing is, I know that's fabricated, but I still really enjoyed it. I'd like to thank you for that.
Good. I'm glad you got
Yeah,
joy
thank
out
you.
of it. Beth, who's editing this, I'm sorry about your ears.
Yeah.
It's all good. Today we are talking about episode 12 of season 3, Gobo's School for Explorers, which originally aired on March 18th, 1985, written by David Young and directed by George Bloomfield.
I, for the most part, like this one. And listeners will know that when I criticize this show, mostly what I'm saying is, like, this show does so much. It's always a little odd to me that they don't take that one extra step because they are so known for taking the extra step. And, like, I want to give credit where it's due. The message for this show is amazing and should be said more.
Yeah, we start off with a Doc is not neurotypical right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
With, I've been meaning to do this thing for so long and I just never got around to figuring it out. Like, yep.
Yeah, same, dude.
Yeah, I had real emotions watching the whole dock thing because I hate putting furniture together. I hate putting any sort of flat back together. It drives me mental. I hate it. I get so angry every time I have to do it. So I really felt for Doc this entire episode.
Yeah.
Same. This is like the one area where I'm like, I'm just gonna lean into gender stereotypes and I make my husband build things, or at least I make him help me do it.
It drives me. I hate it. But I'm one of those people who just like, I don't need the instructions. Throw them out. I actually find if I get rid of the instructions, I find it easier because I'm not locked into how they're telling me to do it.
Oh, that's
How
wild.
thematic.
Because that's what Doc does later in this episode, and I was like, what? For me, I am someone that thrives on instructions, which we'll get more into when we get to, like, the core themes of this, but, like, I need that instruction manual, as frustrating as it is, to tell me what to do next, because then I can trick my brain into thinking it's like a puzzle, and then I can be like, oh, puzzle, fun, but even though it's the opposite of fun. So that's wild that you just do it on your own.
I kept all of my Lego instruction manuals when I was a kid. All of them.
Did you use them or did you just keep them?
No. I mean, I used them once to put together the thing. And then even after that thing had long been since taken apart and added to the giant Lego bin, you gotta keep the instructions.
You gotta keep the instructions just in case you want to make the thing again.
What if you want to eat the instruction booklet? What then? We feel really silly if you threw it out.
Oh, no, I also, see, I actually like putting together furniture like that. I got myself, 3 IKEA pieces and I put them together by myself. And I was really proud of myself. And I followed the instructions really closely. And exactly what you were saying, like, you can trick yourself into thinking that it's like a puzzle. And the ways in which it is not a puzzle are the ways in which, like, oh, this is off just ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Those do make me want to throw it out the window.
Yeah, I have been known to, like, I bought some stools when I bought my house, and guess what? The stools aren't here anymore because they wouldn't go together properly. And I read the instructions on that one. Didn't work. They're gone.
So I want to point out something they do, because normally the structure is you've got the dock, and then we transition to the Fraggles, and they do something that's really clever here, where they transition to the Fraggles by it being Gobo about to go get the letter from Uncle Traveling Matt from the trash can, and having to wait because Sprocket is barking.
Mm-hmm.
And so these two scenes happen organically in the same world, instead of having it be a cut from one to the other.
Yeah.
And that's clever as heck.
I was thinking that, like, this might be the fastest that we've ever gotten the postcard.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Not only do we get the Fraggles in the opening intro with Doc and Sprocket, we get the postcard pretty much at the same time as well. Like right after Doc and Sprocket end, we go straight into the Matt postcard, which this also might be the most relevant the postcard's ever been for an episode. Normally we're like, wait, so what is this postcard? Like, we try to puzzle piece like how the postcard and the episode go together, but this one is basically the inciting incident of the entire episode.
Before we get into that, I do just want to point out they hit one of the themes in the Doc and Sprocket one in a way that felt really organic. He says, "These people are doggy door experts. We don't have to think."
Yes.
Yeah.
To which I wrote, Doc, do not give your autonomy away to corporations.
Right.
Julia, I appreciate you. You mean I can just scan these instructions into ChatGPT and it'll do it for me? Oh, that's amazing.
What?
Yeah, ew.
Oh,
I don't do that. I don't do that.
I definitely don't.
I just realized that I gave you guys a look and people can't see this, so I forgot what a podcast is. You might have asked this question before, and I apologize if you talked about it. I wondered if that set of like Doc's workshop and that set of like on the other side of the hole, are they connected? Do we know, or are they in two completely different areas?
Oh.
They're in different states, actually, if I recall. One of them is gaseous and one of them is liquid.
Thank you very much.
Hey, I can tell that thank you wasn't coming from a genuine place.
Oh, it wasn't. It absolutely wasn't.
I know, but it still meant a lot to me.
That's good. I'm glad. Yeah. We're gonna validate everyone's feelings by the end of this podcast.
Hell yeah. I have no idea, Beth. That's a Beth question.
Yeah, I also am not entirely sure. I want to say it seems like you would think they would be right next to each other, right? And that there's an actual wall in between them, and that the camera can just there's a camera on either side, so they can film Gobo's bit and Sprocket's bit, and
but
they're
you
right
never
there. But
quite see into the other side of the hole from either side of the wall.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
You see Gobo coming out of the hole, but you can do that on one side, and you see Sprocket going into the hole. But I think they're different. I think that they are not the same. Just knowing what we know about their ability to use clever camera work and really careful editing to make things seem like one world, I think they're different.
Okay,
there you go.
So Traveling Matt is talking about children at an explorer school, and they're just on a jungle gym. And do y'all remember when jungle gyms had tires?
Yeah.
Listeners, y'all are missing out. We used to just have tires, and it was great.
Do you know, at my elementary school, I Americanized that, we call it primary school, but for my elementary school, we had giant truck tires. There were some that were like on its side. There was ones that you could like climb inside and like sit into the inside of it. And I can't imagine that was healthy and safe. But we used to create stupid games. We had a game called Run Around Push Off Tire Game. It's exactly what it sounds like. You run around and you push each other off tires. Can't do that anymore.
Great.
Can't do that anymore.
Because of woke.
Because of woke. The woke media got rid of pushing kids off
all
tires.
The tires.
Remember the good old days.
I actually don't know if they're still there. My mum still works there. I should ask. I know the tires, like, I wonder if the tire that we used to run around and push each other off still there. I'm nostalgic for child abuse. Anyway, go on.
It's only child abuse if it's coming from an elder. If it's coming from the other children, that's just culture.
True.
This is building character.
Yeah. I remember being really annoyed that I had grown enough that I couldn't fit inside of a tire.
Yeah.
And crawl around on the inside in a circle like a big worm.
Exactly.
Aging's rough, y'all.
I do like that the young silly creatures, they laugh at Matt when he stumbles, but then they help pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, do they just see another kid? Because he's their size.
I mean, the teacher also picks him up and sends him up the thing, so I think she sees him as a kid, too.
Yeah.
The thing that killed me is when he's about to start giving them instructions, he holds up the peace sign, which any teacher will recognize as the like, all right, children, I'm trying to get it quiet, and it's not getting quiet. Peace signs up. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Did you ever have any teachers who used to like do specific things to try to get attention for the class?
I mean, I was a teacher.
Oh, well, there we go. We used to have a teacher who would like clap a certain thing and then we'd have to clap back.
Mm-hmm.
That one's really useful, actually, because you can start with a simple rhythm and then get to a slightly more complicated one, and then they automatically start paying attention more because they're trying to get the more complicated one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one that we used to use a lot at Boys and Girls Club was either, like, for a small group, you do, like, the little quiet coyote with the ears.
I was literally just thinking about the quiet coyote, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or you say in, like, a very normal level of volume, you say, clap once if you can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
And then only a few kids are going to clap.
Yeah.
And then a few more pay attention. You say clap twice if you can hear me. You get more claps on the second time. And then eventually everyone's paying attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
My go-to was always, I say waterfall, you say shh, waterfall. And then I'll go shh. And it's great because they're all saying shh. So I don't have to.
That's cute.
But yeah, Gobo's like, in one of the lines in the traveling map postcard, he says, we should start a school for explorers. And Gobo's like, that's a great idea. And so then, and I want to talk about this. It's just a tiny little detail, but I love it. We fade out from the postcard, and Gobo's reading the tail end of it, and you see Wembley, who's very clearly kind of processing what's happening and kind of acting in ways that you can tell he wants his friends to think he's fitting in. He does the little arm thing. But Red is also really clearly bored, and she kind of yawns. And this sets up the lines they're about to say, where Wembley's about to, like, agree with Gobo and say he's great, and Red's about to sort of be like, I feel like swimming, and bounce. With body language, as a part of the transition, before we even get to the dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
No seams in the world building.
I missed that subtlety. I do like that. I love that Wembley has this little moment of, you know, he's walking backwards, and just before he hits his head on the pipe, he says, oh, you know, for once in my life, I'm not going to bang my head on this stupid pipe. And he successfully ducks under it and does this little celebratory laugh and keeps walking forward and then just bumps into the wall and then backs up into the pipe. It's just beautiful physical comedy of, you know, the guy who's always bumping into things is still bumping into things.
Oh, speaking of Wembley, there's a detail I forgot. We see it twice, actually. We see it once when this scene happens, but there's also one beforehand when he's got the line, he could eat a Fraggle in 2 bites, and his eyes swivel over as he's looking around.
Yeah.
I was about to say, what really amazed me watching this was how Steve Whitmire could get those eyes, as they swiveled, to, like, land dead center on the camera.
Yeah.
And he did it a couple of times in this episode, and I was really, really impressed by it.
Yeah, I always love when the iMech shows up on Wembley, because usually it's going to be like that kind of panicked, like, oh, rolling around. But yeah, the subtlety that he can get in that.
The precision.
Really impressive.
Very good.
I remember being a kid and, like, I read somewhere just before I'd seen Fraggle Rock and before Muppet Wiki and stuff was around. Happy 20th, Muppet Wiki.
Happy 20th, Muppet Wiki.
Yay, Muppet Wiki.
But I read something about Wembley, and it said that his eyes could, like, go basically 360 around his, like, his pupils could go 360 around his eyes. But I read that as his, like, pupils could go inside of his eyes and, like, appear behind him. And I was like, what a terrifying mechanism. Why would they ever want that? Luckily, I was wrong.
Imagine losing a staring contest to somebody who 360 no-scopes you without moving their skull.
Terrifying.
Good God.
Another bit of puppetry that I liked just in this, and it's more puppet building, was when Red comes back from going for a swim. I really like how her hair looks wet, but it's clearly not her hair. It's a completely different wig that they put on her.
Oh.
Her hair is down, and it looks like it clearly just kind of dried, but it's still really damp. It's really, really good work.
Yeah, but it's not her usual hair. They've obviously just, you know, unstitched it and stitched something else on for the moment.
No seams in the world building.
I just assumed it was the separate red puppet that could get wet and they just, like, dunked her head. But yeah, she might have just a removable hairpiece now that you mention it.
Yeah, because as Alan said, it sort of looks dry but still wet.
Yeah.
It's a really nice, little bit of a puppet building.
Yeah. And I don't know if they had to add or change anything in Gobo's mouth for this whole whistling attempt that's going to become a bit of a running gag.
Yeah, whistling, because, like, if you look at it, just that the little bit of his bottom lip moves, and it's the same as Walter. When Walter whistles in the 2011 movie, it's just that little bit. So I don't know if they're building something that they can sort of manipulate so that you just get that little bit, or if it's an actual little bit of puppetry they're doing with their thumb.
Right.
But yeah, I noticed that when Walter whistles as well, it's the exact same sort of thing.
Do love a whistling Muppet. I also appreciate the casual lore of insulting someone by calling them moss mouth and the phrase "hold your thimble bugs."
Yeah. So they dig out, or Gobo digs out this book of all of Matt's rules for adventuring, and we get to see what Fraggle written word looks like.
Yes!
Which it looks like Cyrillic cursive.
Have we really seen, like, the inside of a book or a tome in Fraggle Rock?
A tome?
Not before now. Yeah, this is, I believe, the first real good, like, close-up shot we get. To me, it almost looks like runes.
Yes.
Like, very straight lines, and the kind of thing that...
It looks like Cyrillic cursive.
I thought they looked like runes, too, because, yeah, it looked like kind of just straight lines that were sometimes connected in various ways, but I also...
There were some curvy ones.
I didn't see a single curve in there.
They're all rooted in straight lines, but there's curved ones coming off of the straight lines.
That's fair. I did not pause to take, like, a close look. I looked close enough to be like, doesn't look like our language.
I took a screenshot back ages and ages ago when this stuff was on YouTube and you could do stuff like that. So it's floating around there somewhere. But yeah, it's an interesting change that in Back to the Rock, they've kind of adopted a new sort of canon that Fraggles don't have a written language, which in this version they clearly do.
Yeah. I wanted to... Honestly, if we'd been recording this and watching this in the summer, I probably would have. Because Gobo reads what is written there, like word for word, as the start of this song.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, is that a cipher? Could we translate that? How nerdy did they get? Because I could get nerdy here, but it's cold.
You'll just end up with a bunch of Muppet fans with, like, Fraggle tattoos of that writing.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll think it says something like, you know, dance your cares away, but it really says, like, sugar substitute or something like that.
Oh my god, I got a tattoo in English the other day. It's such an exotic language. It's SCUBA, and it means to breathe deeply even as the water rises around you.
Oh, white people are terrible.
I can't take credit for that one as a Tumblr post, but I love it so much.
Yeah, this song is called Get Goin'. It was covered on is this first season Back to the Rock or second season? I can't remember.
I cannot remember either.
That's okay. It's one of my favorite redos that they've done.
It was season 2.
Thank you. Yeah. It was one of the rare Silly Creature crossovers. They got a K-pop group. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. aespa?
Oh, I do remember this, but I did not remember that this was the song.
Yeah. No, I thought it was really well done. And the lyrics are changed only slightly, but yeah, either way, it's a bop.
Yeah.
It is a bop. Did everybody know that Jerry Nelson can sing? Wasn't that a surprise?
I know, right? We've never heard him sing ever, not once.
I know. Who knew he had such a beautiful voice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked the song. It picks a genre and it sticks with it and it leans into it, and I enjoyed it.
What would you call this genre?
It's sort of a more generic country and western kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
Little rockabilly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of, like, late 80s country. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, when country and western was just sort of starting to hit more of a mainstream, get a little bit more of a pop influence.
Yeah.
But pop was different then than it was now.
Definitely, yeah.
So Gobo's like, we're going to go to where... Oh, God. One of the things that happens with the seasonal depression is my memory just goes to crap.
Oh, yeah.
So I know it's like, where are we, cave? Or what the heck, cave?
It's, Hole of Who Knows Where.
Hole of Who Knows Where. There
the Hole
we go.
to Who Knows Where.
Hole to Who Knows Where.
Okay.
And everyone except some of the main crew is like, ooh, that sounds hard, actually. And then there's a really sweet moment. Boober's really excited to teach a laundry school, and everyone's really excited to learn that. And Boober looks so happy.
Mm-hmm.
This was delightful. I thought when Boober was like, hey, I'm thinking about, like, doing a school for laundry, everyone has this big reaction at first, and I was going to be like, oh, everyone's going to be like, oh, we don't want to learn laundry, but instead they're super excited, then they all run off with him, leaving the other main 4 Fraggles for us to follow the rest of the episode, which it was strange that Boober is just, until the end, pretty MIA the rest of it.
Right.
I had the same thought, because even at the start where they're sort of in that opening scene with sort of Doc and the Fraggles, yeah, Boober's not around for that either. So maybe just Dave only had a day or 2 free that week.
Yeah,
I mean, also Boober's not an adventurous fella.
No.
This is true, and so it worked out in that favor. I assumed Dave either wasn't free, because originally when he first disappeared, I was like, oh, maybe Dave's going to come back as another, like, antagonist character. Maybe we're going to see him as they're exploring, but usually it's probably just they weren't needed, or they were busy.
And then we get to see Boober teaching, and he's competent, and he's good.
Yeah.
And he's confident, which I like.
He's in his wheelhouse. Laundry.
Which is great. I would like to take that class. I am bad at doing laundry for myself.
I would also like to take that class. That does sound genuinely interesting.
I just do everything on the same wash. I don't separate the colours.
Yeah.
Well, I do know you don't need to worry about that anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because we changed the way we do detergents, and so colors don't leach as much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wonderful. Good.
Although I did buy a pair of red sweatpants recently, and they did stain a lot of stuff pink, so occasionally it does happen, but for the most part, you don't have to separate things.
I had a pair of white sweatpants, but after battle, they became red sweatpants, and then in the wash, they stained a bunch of stuff, and that was a problem.
Well, then you guys need to be taking Boober's school for laundry.
Apparently.
Mm-hmm. So the rest of the other 4 begin, and we get to hear some of the rules. And it's interesting because some of these rules are numbered and some of them are not. But we know 1, 2, and 3, and then there's 4 more non-numbered ones.
Mm-hmm.
One is, once you put on your pack, you can never turn back, which is terrible advice right off the bat.
Yes.
Just terrible. Just so bad.
So bad. Like, if anything, know when to turn back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I put my backpack on. Oh, we forgot all the food. No! We have to keep going. Like, it's there. It's like 2 feet behind us. No, you can never turn back. We are Orpheus and Eurydice seeing this.
Ooh.
Like, it's within arm's reach. I could just grab it.
No, you
Never.
have to turn to grab it, and that counts as turning back.
All right.
And then number 2 is begin every expedition by following your nose, which I love that we get to see how that's terrible advice because they're all facing different directions, so they all walk in different directions.
Mm-hmm. And the rare Uncle Matt rule that does not rhyme.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if that's just a translation issue. I wonder if it rhymes in the written.
In the written Fraggalese.
I'm trying to think of what that rhyme would be. If your nose, that's where you goes. I don't know.
I was also reaching for goes.
Yeah. Come on, Julia, you're the poet. Come on.
Oh my god. Yeah, because I definitely read a lot of rhyming poetry these days.
Yeah, true.
And then we get to see them sort of deal with the chaos of this. And then there's an interesting one. We get some loose ones because Gobo is tied to Wembley. And he says, the rope's got to be long and it's got to be strong. Everything's right if the knot is tight, which that one does not have a number. And that one is decent advice, right? If you're bringing, explorer supplies.
Yeah.
Bring long, strong rope. Don't bring, yarn and expect it to hold you.
I do love the ill-fitting hats. Moki's hat is too tight, so she can't hear. And
Moki's hat is one of the funniest things of this entire episode.
It's
The fact that
really
it just
good.
keeps bouncing off. And then when she's tiny, like when you see the little tiny Fraggles from far away and her little hat bounces off again, that really got me.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And then Red's is just, all over her face and she can't see and she keeps walking into things.
Mm-hmm.
And Gobo's like, I can't take those off.
I thought we were going to get a thing where, it was going to be that, Red and Moki were going to, figure out they had to swap hats or something. Nah, never happened. Just big hat, little hat. They never put 2 and 2 together.
But yeah, we get rule number 3 is never go exploring without protective headgear. Which, decent advice.
Decent rule, yeah.
missed one at the beginning there. They say, always begin an expedition by taking the first left turn.
Oh, right. Yeah, that one makes probably the least amount of sense out of any of these rules.
Terrible advice.
Mm-hmm. It's just silly.
But I mean, what's the first left? If I was to like leave my house and turn left, I'm in a block of units. I would just head to my neighbor's house and like I have to turn right to go the other way.
Climb in the window, and your neighbor's like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah, and he wouldn't like it.
I think in that case you have to take 3 lefts.
Probably it.
Take 3 lefts? That sounds about right.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, is that the time I gotta go?
Joke's on you. There's no left turn to make for you to leave.
I hate it here.
This great characterization of how everybody's reacting to these various inconveniences. Like, Wembley, of course, is still being the yes man, and so Gobo is telling Red, like, Wembley's a very promising explorer.
Oh, Gobo making me so mad at every teacher who plays favorites.
Yeah.
And uses the comparison thing.
Mm-hmm.
This person who's following my orders is doing a good job. Why can't you be more like them and follow my orders?
Yeah.
Okay, you were obviously never the teacher's pet.
I was until middle school when all the friggin' executive dysfunction kicked in.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
And I hated it.
I was the teacher's pet until I realized it was way more fun to talk to my friends.
See, there you go. I didn't have those.
Oh,
I was
buddy.
the teacher's pet in elementary school, and then when it suddenly happened again once in college. I got a professor who played favorites, and she decided that I was one of her favorites, and she kept like using me as an example in class, and I'd be like, don't do that. I don't want my classmates to hate me.
Yeah. It's an uncomfortable position to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody likes it.
Julia, were you someone's favorite?
No, I was a terrible student. That's not true. College, I got my shit together, but ADHD made me most teachers' bane of their existence because I wouldn't pay attention or sit still.
Yeah.
Is this where we get the next song, I believe?
Yeah.
Which, I love this opening shot of this song with the mini Fraggles walking up the slope, the little miniature versions of them. It's just very compelling, visually.
Well, they're usually reserved for, like, the Gorg scenes, so we don't often see them actually in the rock.
Yeah.
This is true. We did see them in the rock one time in a recent episode where... like, there was a shot where a Fraggle was supposed to be off in the distance, right?
That was the Poobahs episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
But outside of that, they're normally, paired with the Gorgs in the garden.
And so they start complaining. They start talking about how they're thirsty. And
well, hang on. We haven't talked about the song yet.
I would love to add more, but my brain did not remember this song at all.
That's okay. This second song is called Face Facts, Pack Snacks, Make Tracks. And we can reveal, this episode isn't going out until the new year, but in the real world, it's now officially released. We can talk about the Back to the Rock holiday special without spoiling anything. This song made a comeback, and I really liked the arrangement that they did with it. It was a lot of fun.
That's super exciting. I have not watched it yet. I only just found out. I've been my life's been so all over the place recently, but I did just see yesterday that it was up on Apple, so I'm excited to watch it, potentially tonight, if not tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm also yet to watch it, but now that I know the song's in it, maybe I will, because I really, really enjoyed this song. Again, Jerry Nelson can sing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I noted Jerry's voice, especially on the opening of this song. It's very lovely.
Yep. And this song is actually full of good advice.
Now I need to get the lyrics back up to see what I'm...
Let's see. When the path is steep and stony, and the night is all around, and the way that you must take is far away. When your heart is lost and lonely, and the map cannot be found, here's a simple little spell that you can say. You gotta face facts, act fast on your own. Preparation, perspiration, dynamite determination. Pack snacks, make tracks, all alone. Don't be cute, time to scoot. Head out for your destination.
Yeah. I typed into Google, I went, face facts, pack snacks, makes tracks lyrics. And you know how AI is terrible, and it was like, I'm going to give you an AI overview.
Mhm.
It's clearly just made it up,
Oh dear.
Yeah.
and it's dreadful.
That tracks.
And it's like, it just feels like one of those, like, I won't bother reading it out, but it just feels like one of those, like, AI clearly wrote this, and there's actually no effort gone into any of this whatsoever. They've just found something that kind of rhymes.
But if we use it, then we won't have to think.
Oh,
You promise?
is that the lesson sneaking up on us?
Yeah, which lesson in the rule book is that?
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's the lesson that's not in the rule book. So they start getting really thirsty, Wembley in particular, and they find sweet water, which, that's cool that exists, but Gobo won't let him drink. He says, never drink where the moss grows pink, which again, we don't know what number that rule is, but it's one of them.
Yeah.
What do we think Sweetwater tastes like?
Bubblegum.
I was gonna say bubblegum, yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it just sugary water?
Yeah, sugary water. Sugar water. Which
Mhm.
just makes me think of Men in Black. Yeah. It's glowing pink.
What would we want it to taste like?
Watermelon.
Like, the nectar of the gods is what I'm currently drinking, which is Pepsi Max. This is the nectar of the gods, the best thing that's ever existed. And
Ooh.
I know I shouldn't drink it, but
Pepsi Max is short for Pepsi Maximilian. That's his full name.
I really hate that I enjoyed that joke. Anyway, go on. I'm so ashamed of myself.
Welcome to being friends with me. I'm like a fungus. I will grow on you eventually. You hear the first, 3 horrible jokes I make, and you're like, this guy. And then I make one that's kind of clever, and you're like, oh, it wasn't bad. Ugh.
Yeah, all right. You can stay, I guess. Sorry, but Beth and Julie, you were saying, what do we want it to taste like?
I mean, bubblegum makes sense, watermelon makes sense, strawberry would kind of make sense, and I'm thinking kind of like a LaCroix, like very light flavor. Someone mentioned watermelon bubblegum in the other room, and the water picked it up.
Yeah, something like that. Although I think LaCroix tastes awful. I cannot get on the seltzer train. Like, it's so big here in Portland. Everyone drinks it. It's everywhere. And it just doesn't taste very good to me. But I also don't drink soda anymore, which means I'm boring. And I just drink normal water or coffee or tea. And that's basically it these days.
Water gang, rise up!
I mean, I do love a lemonade, so something, but lemonade's also got the bitterness, so I don't even know if that would really be something akin to sweet water.
Yeah.
I do like a good Dr. Pepper occasionally. That's about
Dr.
twice
Pepper's
a year.
really solid.
I crave Dr. Pepper, so.
Dr. Pepper's my favorite soda to mix with, actually. Dr. Pepper and rum is a fantastic drink, and I will recommend it to anyone.
Oh,
that sounds
interesting.
like my college experience. Tastes like my college experience.
All right. I'm trying to figure out, I'm going into summer here in Australia. It's we're hitting summer. I'm trying to figure out my summer drink. Maybe it's Dr. Pepper
Dr.
and
Pepper
rum.
and a decent spice rum. You don't have to even get not a decent and ice. It's so good. Fantastic.
All right, I'm going to give that a go. I'll give it a go and I'll report back.
Thank you. But yeah, so Gobo won't let them drink, and they're like, we're really thirsty, and Gobo's like, the rules say not to drink. And there's one little bit that I love, because they say, we can see that it's sweet water, we can smell that it's sweet water. They're citing hey, we can sense that this is actually safe.
Mm-hmm.
Our lived experience is proving that this rule is not true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why do we think Gobo's so determined to follow his uncle when he knows his uncle can make mistakes? He loves his uncle and he thinks his uncle's amazing, but God knows that we know that Traveling Matt can make some errors in his time.
Because Gobo's the teacher.
Yeah.
And Gobo doesn't like admitting that he can make mistakes.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's that sense of authority that it gives him, because he's not just, the keeper of this knowledge that Uncle Matt has passed along in the form of this book. He's going to graciously teach everyone else how to have this knowledge. And certain people do not like it when you question the rules that they use to instruct you and see that as questioning their authority.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that's not happening at all in America right now.
Oh, goodness, no. Everything's peachy here.
Having a great time.
Not stressful.
Yeah, no, I can see it from the other side of the world. It looks like a great
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that smoke, that's from a bonfire, not a trash fire.
It's a hoot.
It's
Ugh.
true, though, because, like, one of the things that I would always be kind of confused by as a teacher, because if I'm a teacher and there's a kid who's asking me why I'm doing that, that kid is thinking for themselves, and more importantly, they're willing to question authority. That's a great skill.
Mm-hmm.
And then I, as the teacher, get to be like, hey, we have this rule for this reason, so this doesn't happen.
Yep.
And then it gets to show them that I understand what they're questioning, and I'm giving them the understanding of, like, this is why this is, and then they're more likely to follow it sometimes.
Well, my big takeaway with this episode is, to give Red some credit early on, she points out that, like, Gobo's not a teacher. And he's not. He is trying to lead his peers, his close friends, who we know that he, like, is very stubborn and, like, yeah, I don't know, he doesn't like to be told that he's in the wrong, and he already threw so much weight behind, like, oh, this book is going to give us all the answers, and so the second everyone's like, hey, we don't think that's the case, he's like, no, because I've already committed to this, and if you're saying the book is wrong, you're saying that I'm wrong. And, credit to teachers, because a good teacher is absolutely amazing, but you also just can't suddenly become a good teacher. Those are skills that you need to, I guess some people innately can have some of those abilities, but, like, Gobo has not shown that before, and so, he thinks he can just do it, but he can't, because he's Gobo.
Yeah, in his mind, a leader and a teacher are the same thing.
Ooh, yeah, and they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. Here in Portland, I, at this point, am somewhat of a leader in the poetry community. I organize a lot of events and I do some mentoring, but also I definitely am not a good teacher. Like, I've had people that are like, you should teach poetry. And I'm like, no, I would be a terrible teacher. I'm happy to find those positions and help other people in taking them on, but that's not for me. And there's definitely a distinct difference.
Yeah.
Jared, I love that you brought up the specific way that Gobo seems to have a personal stake in it, because there's a moment that feels really in line with that comes up when the conflict sort of blossoms that I feel is extremely worth analyzing and would love to get to.
Yeah, go for it.
We can follow the plot, like, we'll get there, because, they get to the top and Gobo's like, water is best at cliff top rest, and they're like, this isn't sweet water, it's stink water. And Wembley has these little lids on his eyes to show that he's dehydrated and sad and tired.
Yeah, Gobo makes them climb up the big rock after they're very clearly, like, it's stated they're dehydrated, and Wembley faints while they're climbing up the rocks. It's upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really frustrating.
I have a personal story to tell, and it's nothing I'm proud of. But a couple of years ago, I went away with some friends for New Year's, and we went, and as I said, it's summer here, so it's very, very hot at this time of year. And we were going to this beautiful dam, and it was this beautiful, like, shady park, and there was this beautiful pond, and this whole thing. Anyway, so we got there, and I was like, little like Gobo, I was like, yeah, we go this way. And then my friends were like, but no, I think we go that way. Like, no, we definitely, do you know what? I turned left.
Wow.
Oh my God, this entire episode, I've just quickly just realized this is me. Because we walked up this thing, and it was like, look, I don't know what the conversion is. It would have been close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, right? It was about 35 degrees Celsius. So it was very hot, and I made my friends walk up this hill to get to this nice, beautiful dam, and my friend fainted because she was dehydrated.
Oh.
She was okay. Everyone was all right. I got to the end, and sure enough, had I turned right instead of left, we would have gotten right there. Like, we literally finally got to this dam after about 45 minutes, and I turned, and there was my car.
Wow.
And I was like,
No.
I'm so very, very sorry. So I have not put that together until this moment, that this episode I've lived, and I have been Gobo, and I would like to apologize to all the Wembleys of the world. And the friend who fainted is notoriously extremely indecisive. So,
wow.
oh, wow.
Life imitates art.
Never shown them this episode. They're going to think I did this on purpose to live out some weird, like, Fraggle fantasy.
Did you have 3 other friends with you where one was super into sports, one was nervous about everything, and one was really woo-woo?
One was staying home teaching a laundry class.
Yeah.
One friend did stay behind to do laundry.
No way.
Jesus.
Oh my
I've never
god.
put this together.
That's amazing.
The only thing that's different is my friends aren't into sport. Actually, whoa, one brought a frisbee.
That's close enough.
Jared.
Sorry,
Perfect.
this has blown my
The
mind.
prophecy has been completed.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm so upset with myself.
Wow.
Anyway, let's go on before I question everything I've ever done.
So this turns into a big fight, and they all decide that they're gonna leave. And Gobo is like Red calls him out and is like, I don't remember exactly how it builds, but what winds up happening is Gobo takes this really personally, and he frames it as he's better at following rules than they are.
Yeah.
That's the point he winds up making, is like, well, I guess you're not as good at following rules as I am. I'm better at it, and that's why I didn't faint. And there's this fascinating thing that happens there where, like, you see that he's following these rules when other people choose not to, even though he's as miserable. He's handling the misery a little bit better because he's used to it, but this still isn't a pleasant thing for him to be following these rules. But he frames it as his moral success and their moral failing.
Yes.
And it really is, it's the sunk cost fallacy, but for energy.
I'm just really now on Gobo's side, so you're all wrong. Anyway, please continue.
But you see that a lot, especially in areas, if you've ever, okay, this is very specific. If you've ever watched a conservative have a meltdown on Twitter, this comes up every so often with the like, look, I don't like always doing this, but I do this, and why can't anyone else? And it's like, if you don't like doing it either, that, like, there's no prize.
Yeah.
You could just do the fun or not do the really difficult thing that you're not getting anything out of.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that crucial moment where, like you were saying, he says, I guess not every Fraggle can follow in my Uncle Matt's footsteps, and that is exactly when he falls off a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, or perhaps unfortunately, the rope is still tying them together. We get the minis again, this time for, like, they're really great for showing distance because it's making, like, we get the shot of the little mini Red and Gobo stuck out on a little jutting spot with just, like, open chasm all around them.
Mm.
And it really helps to give that sense of, like, oh, they're tiny in this huge, dangerous space.
That's one of the things that I love about this in terms of the world building of it is you get to see a hostile geography.
Mm-hmm.
Fraggle Rock is normally, there's a bit of a three-dimensional aspect to it, but all the curves are pretty gentle. And when they're not, like, oh, well, that's a diving board. I can jump off of this into the water. But it's like paths and meandering stuff. It's not like, oh, this is a tall ridge. Oh, here's this tall spine of rock that you can't get down off of easily.
Well, yeah, everything we see in Fraggle Rock is always so happy and friendly and nice and sweet. And no, they are in caves. There are very dangerous parts of this world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not often we get to see just how dangerous a lot of it can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, whoever picked the spot for the Great Hall was like, look, a nice open spot with lots of moss and a nice pond and lots of little caves for all the Fraggles to go sleep in and no rock slides and no chasms to fall off. But then we hear about all these, dangerous places, only some of which we actually get to see and some they just kind of hint at. Like, oh, don't go to this horrible place. Okay, we won't.
Mm.
Heard, yeah, will do. But Gobo is stuck, Red is stuck with him, and we get this sort of lesson, which I do appreciate. This one doesn't feel like it's too hammered home, but he says, if I'd been paying attention to what I was doing, none of this would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's the moment they could have landed on. And I know Doc hits it a little bit harder on the head in the last section, but that I feel like has all the nuance that I wanted, which is like, yeah, rules aren't bad, but you gotta pay attention.
Yeah.
They're not an excuse to turn your brain off.
Yeah, because Red also says maybe sometimes rules aren't enough, Gobo, which, if the sometimes had been hit harder, I would agree with that, because certainly there are situations like what we've just witnessed with the Fraggles where you've got to use your head. And I guess what I really wish is that they would have acknowledged that Matt wrote these rules, and this is one person's opinion. It's not like rules that have been passed down from generations of Fraggles who everyone agrees, like, yes, these are the things that are important to do if you're going here or to keep yourself safe. Because often rules, that's the case with rules like in our society with like rules of driving in the road, or like when you do a nature walk or things. They're there, stay on the trail, don't take anything with you, do these things if you see a big animal. Like, we have those rules and we all know them because they are going to keep us safe, and it's going to keep others safe as well. Mm-hmm. Whereas like Matt is just one guy that was like, hey, turn left when you leave on your adventure, and it's like, that's not a rule. That's an opinion from one dude that we can all agree isn't always doing the right thing to begin with, because he's a little spacey and weird.
Kind of a dummy sometimes.
And I don't know what like the overall takeaway would have been for that, but like, yeah, just maybe more of the like land on rules are good in some situations, and in other situations we need to like follow our instincts.
Yeah, or follow your lived experience.
Yeah, questioning like who made this rule and why is an important question.
Which, yeah, that also resonates with this great country that we're currently living in right now, and a lot of the rules being made right now.
You mean we're getting a lot of rules made by just one guy?
I have a couch. If any of you need a couch to sleep on.
Oh man, Jared, Australia isn't New Zealand, but I spent so much time in New Zealand when I was younger, and I would love to go back to that part of the world so friggin' badly.
Well, I've got a couch. If any of you need it, it's right there.
All right, I'll hit you up.
I think I'm more scared of spiders than I am of fascism right now. Which isn't to say you shouldn't be scared of fascism. It's just that I really don't like spiders. And I can handle the ones we've got.
All right, I want that on a t-shirt. I'm more scared of spiders than I am of fascism.
And then on the back it says, not that fascism isn't scary, I just really don't like spiders.
Yes.
And Australia has some gnarly spiders.
Gnarly ones, yeah.
But we've got some gnarly fascism.
That's true.
True.
What if we made our fascists fight the Australian spiders?
Great. Love this plan.
I would watch that show.
Yeah.
I'd watch the heck out of that.
Put some fascists in a room with one of those giant jacked kangaroos. I'd watch that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Those you have to be terrified of.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
A kangaroo will just jump out in the road in front of you. Believe me, it's happened.
Mm-hmm. They fear no God.
No.
Yep.
They're too powerful.
Speaking of jumping, we get to see Gobo actually use his senses and his brain, because he throws the map away and then watches the wind carry it, and he's like, dump out your packs, let's make a parachute. And we get a really cool shot of puppets parachuting.
Yeah.
My favorite alliterative phrase.
There is a really sweet and subtle moment that there's a note on Muppet Wiki where Karen Prell was writing about, her experience of filming this scene with Jerry, and, they done it a few times, and after, Jerry just quietly says, like, it's been good knowing you, Red, and, it says that there were a few other lines scripted for them at that point, but it was like, no, the emotions just took over, and they just touched the little puppets' heads together and was like, there it is. The scene has said what it needs to say.
Yeah.
And he apologizes.
Yes.
Which was really good to see. Although he doesn't apologize to Wembley.
Yeah.
Later. Which annoyed me.
Maybe he does off screen.
I'm hoping he does off screen, yeah.
Maybe we just don't see it.
Look, I've been apologising to my friend for making her faint, and it's been nearly 5 years, I should say. So,
it's never too late.
Yes, maybe he just did it off screen. Exactly right.
Yeah, because the episode, once they return to the Great Hall, the episode ends fairly, or we go back to Doc and Sprocket fairly quickly, so we don't really get the resolution there, but
right. I
also agree that it would have been nice for him to be like, hey, sorry, I made you faint, bud.
Would have been good to see.
Oh, and Gobo can now whistle. Just, that's how it ends, like with the Fraggles.
Oh, yeah.
Is he does a whistle.
Yeah.
Well, I think the rule is that you have to have a near-death experience and then you can whistle.
Oh, right.
That's how that works, yeah.
Because you look at the 2011 movie, Walter gets thrown and electrocuted, he can whistle. Maybe it's a near-death experience.
That's gotta be it.
Julia's looking at me like she doesn't believe me.
He whistles before that happens, Jared.
Yeah, all right. All right. Look, listen, I run Tough Pigs. I've got the ability to yank this entire podcast, so... I figured maybe you guys needed some fascism back in the podcast.
No, what you're doing is you're giving our podcast a near-death experience, so our podcast will know how to whistle.
Aww.
Thanks, Jared.
Let's see. I do like that there's this brief moment where they're looking through the index of this book and Boober is like trying to find information on the hole to who knows where. And he's like, aha, holes. Holes in socks, holes in radishes, holes in cheese. Just like, I want to read this encyclopedia. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It tracks. Matt is weird.
So yeah, we hop back to Doc, and he has just done the darn thing himself. And he encourages Sprocket to just try it out. And you get to see Sprocket kind of smack it a little, and then get really excited and then run through it.
Yeah.
It's really sweet.
He says, the way I stopped thinking for myself as soon as I started following someone else's rules. And I was like, okay, that's, again, I come back to that question of like, someone else's rules isn't necessarily a bad thing. Because, again, we're always saying like, trust experts, but then it's like, okay, who exactly are the experts? Who's creating the rules? Who's distributing them? Are they making you pay for this information? Or is it publicly accessible?
What are their credentials?
Yeah.
But also, an instruction manual isn't really rules. They're the guidelines. It's not like these are the rules for building this piece of furniture. It's like, hey, here are the steps in the guidelines. So it is strange to...
Your mileage may vary. Yeah.
Yeah.
You would think, though, so he realizes at some point that things are going horribly wrong when he's, like, cutting a hole in the ceiling for no reason. And
he has, like, a pendulum, doesn't he? Also, one of, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a pendulum. It's a straight. It's a weight line so that you can get a perfectly straight line from gravity.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that Sprocket keeps smacking because
Right.
sometimes you got smack stuff.
I guess this doggy door company just doesn't have a good... Whoever is writing the copy for their instruction manuals should probably be fired.
Probably.
Yeah, I did get a little kit a few weeks ago that I finally was like, I'm going to put this thing together. And then I finally looked at the instruction booklet and went, oh no, not only is this kit missing a few pieces, but the instructions are sparse and poorly translated.
Yeah. I decided about 12 months ago I was going to crochet. I was like, I'm going to teach myself to crochet.
Heck yeah.
And I watched videos and I bought myself a pack that's like, this is for people who've never even touched wool before. And I was like, great. And I got it out. And 45 minutes later, I threw it across the room and was like, if I never see that again, it'll still be too soon. Again, just poorly. It was basically like, you want to learn how to crochet? Okay, teach yourself. I'm like, I don't care. I was like, I don't know.
That's so bad.
Yeah, I was really sad.
I will say that it does kind of ring true for anyone learning how to crochet or knit or something like that. Like, it really does break your brain before it makes sense, regardless of how good the instructions are.
Yeah, my partner knits, and she's made some amazing stuff. And she was showing me actually last night something she was knitting, and she's been doing it for since she was probably 7. So what's that, 30 years? And she still is making all these mistakes. And I'm like, I'm one of those people. I need to be good at it. And I need to be good at it now. I haven't got the patience.
I have bad news for you about most things.
I know. Tell it to the piano I stopped learning to play.
I mean, also, I don't know. Sorry, you said that and you immediately unlocked the one thing that I always try to say to beginners when they're trying to learn piano, which I will share now if you would like, but realized may or may not be welcome.
Please. I need to hear it.
So I know that whenever you're learning piano, they're always like, oh, you gotta learn your scales. The thing about scales is they're boring as heck. What you should do is check out the hand-in-hand exercises, because you have to learn all of the notes in the scale to familiarize which ones they are. But it's also this weird little hand exercise that starts off a little tricky and gets trickier and trickier and trickier.
Okay.
And has like a rhythm to it and a little melody to it. And it's just generally much more engaging than a bare flat scale. So if you decide to pick that up, you can Google them. Hand-in-hand exercises. They're very, very useful.
Wonderful. I'm going to type that into Google right now.
Sweet.
Thank you for joining us on Piano Talk.
Piano Talk, Cat Talk.
Do you still have a piano, Jared?
It's at my mum's place in storage.
Okay.
So I can always get it.
Okay.
It's accessible.
What's it called?
Hannon.
Oh, Hannon.
Hand
Gotcha.
exercises.
Oh, yeah,
Hannon.
beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
I do love the moment where the dog door is finished and Sprocket just kind of stares at it. And Doc is like, oh, I'm sorry, there aren't any rules. You got to figure it out for yourself. Which seems a little silly, but it's exactly what pets do when they're introduced to any new thing.
Oh, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never had to teach a dog how to go through a doggy door, but if I did, I know I would have to use a lot of treats and positive reinforcement to do so. A couple of years ago, I asked for little like stairs, so if I have a dog staying at my house who maybe can't get on the couch, could use those stairs, and I've realized like it's pointless for me to have them for a dog who's going to be here for like just 3 days or maybe even 2 weeks, because the amount of time it would take me to train the dog to go up and down the stairs, like by that point they'll go home. Yeah dogs and cats also, I'm sure, just like very skeptical of new things, and it takes a while to warm up to them or learn how to operate them. Animals.
Yeah, I bought Mimsy a one of those like treat puzzle boxes.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes them a while to get the treat out. And at first she just looked up at me like, what have you done? You have hidden the treats from me. Why would you do such a thing? And I had to like get my finger in there and show her like, see, you can do this with your paw.
That sounds about right.
I bought Murray something very similar, and I'm pretty sure he gave me the finger. I don't know how cats do that, but he did it.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
Shall we talk about how to make the world a little Fraggulator?
Oh, let's see.
If you're thirsty, drink water.
Oh, that's it.
That's it. That's a great one.
It is a good one.
Good one. Mine will be less fascism.
That's a good one.
Very
Yeah,
good.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I should have done that one.
Yeah, well, we see what your priorities are anyway.
Hey, look, I work for Big Water now. That's actually just my job. I gotta peddle my brand, you know?
Have a healthy balance of like trust and skepticism when it comes to rules. Use your head, and maybe if your weird uncle is giving you a book of rules, think it over before following it out into a place where there's a hole you could fall into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pack snacks.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Good one.
Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us, Jared.
Yeah.
It's been an absolute pleasure. I haven't been here for a very long time. I was trying to think of the last episode I was on.
Wasn't it?
I think
It
it
was
was
definitely
season one.
season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
God, which one was it?
Catch the Tail by the Tiger episode season 1?
That sounds right.
Yeah. So it's been a long time, but that's because every time Beth, you say, "Hey, we're recording on these dates," it's always at like 3 a.m. my time.
Yeah.
Or it's like smack bang in the middle of my workday, whereas today worked perfect. I was so excited when I realized it would work.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
What time is it where you are, Jared?
Currently, it is 2:17 p.m. on a Sunday.
Wow.
Okay.
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah. You're like 5 hours like back from us, but also a day ahead of us.
Yeah.
But also day ahead. This will have come out after this other podcast, but for the Muppet Scriptmas Carol, I should say,
Yeah.
for the that Matt Wilkie's doing. I'm hosting the podcast for that, and just trying to sort out scheduling has been a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because again, someone wanted to do it the other day. It would have been 4:30 in the morning my time.
Gross.
It's like, I'd love to talk to you, but not at 4:30 in the morning.
How many people do you have to coordinate for that? Because that sounds like a lot.
At the moment, we're trying to coordinate 6 people for one episode.
Woo.
That's so many people.
6 people. That includes me. That's 6 people for the to talk to the musicians. So that
Okay.
episode is being recorded in a week's time. We will see. You will have heard it by this point. How many people turned up? I don't know. Was it a complete disaster? Probably.
No.
But that's fine. You'll find out.
Or at least let it be a disaster in a very Muppety way.
That's it.
Yeah, the Muppets aren't known for having, like, really successful endeavors.
Or at least smooth, like endeavors that go smooth.
Right.
Yeah.
There's sometimes success at the end of the endeavor, but it rarely goes as planned.
Jared, would you like to tell our listeners where they can find you?
You can find me on toughpigs.com.
Hooray!
Luckily, you're probably already very aware of toughpigs.com if you're listening to this. You can find us there, and I'm all over on the Discord, so you can come and have a chat. And yeah, I have social media, but it's all private, and I'm probably not going to add you unless I know you.
Lies.
That is a solid stance to take, honestly.
Yeah.
You can find me occasionally writing stuff for Tough Pigs and on social media at Beth Anna Cook. Julia?
You can find me at Geek Girl Grown Up, also occasionally writing for Tough Pigs, and also juliagaskell.com for poetry.
You can't find me is winter. I'm in a cave with a bunch of blankets, just passed out.
Real.
As we all should be.
Too real.
All right, that is it for this one. Reminder to check out toughpigs.com, give us a good review on your podcatcher of choice, and we will see you next time.
Don't forget to dance your cares away.
Down at Fraggle Talk.
Wow.
Fraggle Talk Classic is brought to you by toughpigs.com. Fraggle Talk art by Dave Hulteen Jr. The Fraggle Rock mark and logo, characters, and elements are trademarks of the Jim Henson Company. All rights reserved. Fraggle Rock theme song, written by Philip Balsam and Dennis Lee, is used with permission. Special thanks to the Jim Henson Company and the entire Fraggle Rock family. For more from Tough Pigs, follow us on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Facebook, and make sure to check out our Discord server, TeePublic merch store, and Patreon. Fraggle Talk Classic is produced and edited by me, Beth Cook. Thank you to Joe Hennis, the Tough Pigs Muppet Van podcast executive producer. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time, down at Fraggle Talk.
Yeah. Sorry. I know this is a audio based podcast, but a cat just jumped up behind Beth, and I need to know everything about that cat.
Oh, it's a really good cat.
This is Mimsy. She is perfect.
She's great.
We've been together for
She's beautiful.
couple of years now.
Nice.
She is a rehoming success story.
Beautiful.
Because she was the troublemaker among her her and her two siblings, and apparently just needed a space where she could be an only kitty. And that's what she's got with me. And she's so good. She's so chill. Nothing freaks her out. She's so cuddly. I get snuggles multiple times a day.
She's beautiful. My cat is currently destroying my Christmas tree. So,
Oh no.
Your Christmas
That's
tree
fun.
probably had it coming.
yeah, true.
Is it still Little Murray Sparkles?
It is Little Murray Sparkles, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a beautiful boy. It's funny, my partner is allergic to cats, and so Murray's just decided that he loves her and will jump on her, and she's like, yep, she does, like, I'm not touching you.
They do tend to do
But
that.
he's obsessed. Anyway, that's enough of cat talk.
Thank you for cat talk.
Cat Talk. Side podcast.
Speaking of jumping,